Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Today, we are Group 8 will present our group assignment that title Orientalist Criticism Towards Prophet Muhammad's Marriage with Saidatina Aisha. Before that, let me introduce my group members. First, Najwa binti Ismail 1211943. Second, NURUL HAZWANI binti Samad 1211957. Third, SABRINA binti JUHAILI 1211958. Me, NORSUZIYANA binti ZULKAFLI 1211960. And the last, AFLAH FATHURRAHMAN bin ARIPIN 1223014. So, for the introduction, the marriage of Prophet Muhammad to Saidatina Aisha, a pivotal figure in Islam history, has long been a subject of scholarly inquiry and debate. The marriage of the Holy Prophet with Saidatina Aisha was indispensable to the Muslim Ummah due to the fulfillment of the Prophet's mission, universal propagation of the religion, education and training of the Ummah. However, Orientalists have distorted the facts and reasons for the Prophet's marriage and criticized his character with regard to marriage with Saidatina Aisha. Montgomery Watt and Robert Spencer are inclined to disprove the marriage of the Holy Prophet with Saidatina Aisha while interpreting the verses of Holy Quran in their Quran, commentaries and books. Next, we move to the background of the author, which is Montgomery Watt and Robert Spencer. First, we look to the background Montgomery Watt. Montgomery Watt was born on March 14, 1909 in Scotland. He studied classics and Oriental languages at the University of Edinburgh, where he earned his Bachelor of Arts degree in 1913. He pursued further study at the University of London, where he completed his PhD in Arabic and Islamic Studies in 1938. Works such as Muhammad at Mecca, Muhammad at Medina, and Islamic philosophy and theology. But Watt has several criticisms or critical views on certain aspects of the Islamic tradition, including the marriage of the Prophet Muhammad with Saidatina Aisha. And the second is Robert Spencer. Robert Spencer is an American author and commentator known for his writings on Islam, jihadism, and Islamic extremism. He was born on February 27, 1962 in USA. He holds a Bachelor of Arts in Comparative Religion from the University of North Carolina at Chapel Hill. Spencer also earned a Master of Arts in Religious Studies from the University of North Carolina at Chapel Hill. Robert Spencer, critic of Islamic extremism, has approached the topic of Prophet Muhammad's marriage to Saidatina Aisha with a critical lens informed by contemporary ethical standards.
Next is about author's criticism on Prophet Muhammad's marriage with Saidatina Aisha. Robert Spencer tends to interpret the words of the Holy Quran in a way that refutes the marriage of the Prophet with Saidatina Aisha. Based on his latest Quran commentary, based on Surah Sad verse 31, أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم إذ أُرِضَ عليه بالعشي الصافنات الجياد صدق الله العظيم. Robert assumed that Aisha was in fact a young child still engaging in play when the Islamic prophet married her, a union that had a far-reaching consequences. According to him, the objection to the prophet's marriage with Aisha was only because there was a large age gap. Hence, Robert Spencer thinks that such a long age difference is an obstacle to a happy relationship.
Okay, for the next, Montgomery Watt has not commented on this marriage in his Quran commentary on the Quran, but in one of his another books, he writes that one or two personnel even took place in 623 AD, the most important of which was his marriage to Aisha in April, when the bride was about 9 years old. They were married 1 or 2 years earlier in Mecca, but she was still staying in her father's house. But Montgomery Watt's point of view can be understood in his following words. This would be a very strange relationship between a 53-year-old man and 10-year-old girl, more like a father and daughter than a husband and wife. So we must remember that in 7th century Arabia, girls mature very quickly. They had no children, but Aisha was like a happy girl in a polygamous household. Her marriage was clearly a political reason to connect to Abu Bakr and Muhammad.
So next, we move to the arguments on authors' criticism toward Prophet Muhammad's marriage with Saidatina Aisha. Thus, regarding to the criticism that thrown by Robert Spencer and Montgomery Watt towards Prophet Muhammad's marriage with Saidatina Aisha, here are a few convincing counter-arguments from Islamic perspectives that could disprove the common complaints made by Watt and Spencer. But due to the historical context, which is in terms of cultural norms, Arabia in the 7th century was a society where young girls were expected to marry young, particularly in tribal communities where early marriage was encouraged for social and political reasons. Critics contend that it is out of date to hold historical figures to present standards. Another argument that we may use to doubt their points is from historical context due to Aisha's consent, whereas Islamic historians highlight that Aisha was married with her permission and that she went on to be a devout and well-respected wife, scholar, and community leader for Muslims. Nevertheless, Aisha's role and contributions in scholarship and leadership also are one of the pieces of evidence that can refute their criticism. To put it simply, Aisha is regarded as one of the most important Islamic scholars, having recounted a considerable number of hadiths. Contrary to the idea that she was exploited, her contribution to Islamic jurisprudence and her place in early Islamic history demonstrate her intelligence and impact. Still in the point about Aisha's role and contribution, but in terms of respect and status, Aisha has been held in high regard for her wisdom, piety, and leadership throughout Islamic history. This regard alludes to a partnership built on mutual respect as opposite to exploitation.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Najwa binti Ismail. My number matric 1211943. Conclusion for this topic is the Orientalist criticism of Prophet Muhammad's marriage to Aisha revolved around questioning the authenticity of her age at marriage. Next, Orientalists argue that her age is not well recorded historically and that she was likely older, around 15 until 19 years old. Then, they interpret Prophet Muhammad's marriage pragmatically, claiming his marriage to Khadijah was a business deal. Next, medieval Islamic scholars did not find issue with Aisha's age. They claim that Aisha was in her teens at marriage are not supported by strong evidence compared to the explicit statements in authentic hadith. Last, Orientalist criticism because to question the authenticity of Aisha's age and accuse Prophet Muhammad of impropriety in his marriage. That's all from us. Thank you.